Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So I have my What I Have Been Warming bin here and kind of like my Scentsy empties and all the things. So I'm going to start with Scentsy. Let's get right into it. It's getting kind of late. It's Friday. I want to upload this video for tomorrow and I'm really running out of time. I really procrastinated this one. So let's just get started. So I started a new pod pack in Sparkling Magnolia. These aren't the strongest. I did them in my Scentsy. I've started them in my Scentsy Go to hopefully get a little bit more life out of them. But that is definitely a lighter scent. It's so pretty, but it's definitely a lighter scent. Scentsy Clean Dryer Disc. I popped these into my dryer. Those are brand new. Clean Breeze scent pack. These are the same exact scent. One is called Scentsy Clean and Laundry, and it's the same as Clean Breeze and Wax. So I got a scent pack, and I actually put that under the sink. And then I put the one that was under the sink, which was also in Clean Breeze, in the trash can. So it had kind of died down a little bit, but it still had a little bit of scent, so I put it in the trash can. We'll see what happens. I put the coconut lemongrass that was in the liner of the trash can in kind of just like a closet area. I don't know that it's gonna really do anything there, but I did it anyway. And then in that closet area was Dumbo, which is dead, that I took out. So I did like a little rotation. This was probably in there for like 5 to 6 months if I had to guess. I totally forgot it was in there until I just happened to see it one day. And I was like, oh, this hasn't smelled in a long time. Totally forgot it was in there. It has like the slightest hint of a fragrance. If I was feeling really ambitious and not like I had a ton of other things I really want to do on my wish list for Labor Day weekend while I'm at home, I would maybe do the little hack that we're not allowed to talk about with your scent pack and put it in another device. I'm not gonna talk about it, don't get in trouble. Like I said, if I was being ambitious, but I'm not, so I'm gonna consider that done. Clementine Cupcake Scent Circle. I hooked this to a bag party that I sent out. I just thought it would be a little fun. I watched a video of somebody and they had one on there and I was like, oh my gosh, it's fun. Like, it smells on the outside of the package. So I liked that. It just throws a little scent circle on the side. So, more pods. We finished Pink Cotton. These were so strong. They did amazing. Pink Cotton is no longer available. And I just switched out like my pod stash to the fall scents I want to use. I kind of put away the summer ones. I pulled out like the Sparkling Magnolia, Whipped Vanilla Lavender, the scents that I kind of feel like I can still use up. And then I think Corey has my pods in Sandalwood Tangerine. I need to see where he's at with those because those would be perfect to use right now as well. But otherwise, fall. We're in fall mode. Not this basket, but I'm like over it. So over it. Okay, and then the last non-wax for Scentsy is I put in another bag of cotton cleanups into my bin for cotton cleanups. Okay, then for Scentsy wax, let's talk about my brick situation. So weekly, typically on Mondays, I don't know why I choose Monday, but it was just going so well for a while. Mondays used to be my brick day. Maybe I need to pick a new day because I haven't been doing so hot. But this past week, I was like, I actually did them on Tuesday, but I was like, I really need to continue to work on my bricks. And it's been not uncharacteristically warm, but we went through this period where the weather really cooled down and it was amazing. And it was like mid 70s, maybe even up to 80, but like a cool fall breeze. It was beautiful. It's been back in the 90s, out of nowhere. And so I literally had like switched out all of my things to the fall things except for my pods and my oils because I was planning on doing that. And so like I had the wax, I had the candles, I had not quite the bricks yet, but I had everything like ready to switch out. And now it's hot again. So I had Arctic Kiss still out kind of in my brick stash I wanted to work on. This is from February of 2021. It's kind of old. So I did work on 2 cubes of it. I am going to have an updated brick stash video coming, but you guys, these are massive compared to a clamshell. Like, look at this. They're freaking massive. And also, we have holiday bricks coming real soon. So I have this all cut up and ready to go. She's looking a little juicy because it's been so hot. But this is really nice, honestly. I'm like, I kind of like it more in the summer, to be honest, or like after Christmas, like more January, February. Like, for me, it's like January through August. It's fabulous. It's not really fall or winter personally. It's like winter post Christmas and beyond through summer, because it's like a cool air and melon. Like, to me, it's mostly melon. So like, it's a very fresh type scent. But it does have polar bears on it, and it's called Arctic Kiss. So yeah, but we worked on that a little bit. I am going to do that updated brick stash video. I really gotta work through my bricks because, like I said, there's more coming and I am not ready. So I did really bad at changing out my wax this week. I'll be really honest. Before the Arctic Kiss, which I still have going from Tuesday, I just really haven't been home a lot this week. Monday, I came home super late, so I don't even know if I turned on the warmers or I turned on like a few. Tuesday, I switched out the wax to the Arctic Kiss, which was also kind of late because I didn't get home until later. And then it's been going the last couple nights. Before that, these are the only 2 I've done in my open concept. I did First Kiss Fireworks Find Your Happy Wax collection. So I really like this one. It didn't do overly well in the open concept. It's like when all the warmers were going, it wasn't that strong, but like you would get whiffs of it. And that's okay. Like, I really like that scent. It's in my club. I feel like we'll never ever see it ever again, so I don't want to put it anywhere. It's kind of one of my first Scentsy loves, and I discovered it during August. That's when this collection came out, or like late July, August. And so part of it is just super nostalgic for me. So those were the only 2 things I worked on in the open concept. It's pretty bad, you guys. And then in the bedroom, I worked on a little bit of glacier water. I just did 4 cubes. I typically don't do this, you guys, where I have leftover clams, but I originally started with glacier water. And then I love this scent the more it goes. So I left this in for maybe 4 days because every day it just gets better and better. And I know I've said this multiple times, but I actually put it in my club. Because on the first day, I'm like, this is fine. The next day, I'm like, this is pretty good. The next day, I'm like, I really like this. Like, each day that goes by, I just enjoy it more. It develops so beautifully. And it's just like a nice, it starts out like fresh with a hint of maybe like, not green, but not quite cologne either. It's kind of like in a toss-up maybe between the 2. And then at the end, it's kind of like a just pretty, almost like a vanilla comes out, and like a soft, almost cotton, but not laundry. Like, it's just so fresh and pretty. I'm a fan. I don't know, I was not expecting to like that as much as I do. It's really nice. So after, I need to make sure I don't put that in the empties pile. After I worked on some of the glacier water, I was really feeling like I want to put some lavender in. Not that I'm like stressed, but I'm like, I just feel like lavender will be calming and just a good like overall vibe for the room. So I already had whipped vanilla lavender in my melting basket. So I did the 4 cubes, and I have my Take a Stand warmer in my bedroom, and I let that run like overnight because it's an element warmer. You can fit a whole entire bar of wax actually in the Take a Stand warmer. I've just been sticking with 4 cubes and it works perfectly. It's so great. But I really do like this scent. It's just like a nice lavender. It's not like overly intense herbal lavender. It's just lavender and vanilla. So I have 4 cubes left of this. I'll maybe rotate between these again, like finish up the glacier water and then finish up back with the whipped vanilla lavender, maybe. That'll be my plan. And then here in the office today, I am finishing up a iridescent pearl. You can't see my warmer. Bingo. I'm finishing up this iridescent pearl clam. I had 4 cubes left. So I just popped 4 cubes into my warmer over there. I cannot smell it one bit, but this room lately, this office here, has been incredibly hard to fragrance. I don't know. I need to either like clean the place and shift some things around because it's just been driving me nuts how difficult it has been to, I don't know if I'm like certain things I have in certain places are blocking airflow because it's just been really difficult. So I need to do some investigation. Okay, that's all for my Scentsy. Now I have some vendor wax to talk about and then some like Bath and Body Works and candle situation. So last week I went into a huge rant, you guys, about my vendor wax. I do apologize. A lot of you were so helpful in the comments. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot 2 Scentsy things. Hold please about the vendor wax conversation. I finished up a Magnolia Linen Laundry Liquid. I had the pump in this. It was getting to the end where it wouldn't pump out anymore. And so I put the lid back on and I was like, okay, since there's a little bit in the bottom, I'm just going to turn it upside down and let it like, you know, settle. That's what I do with like my Tide and stuff. I don't know if you can tell, but it leaked everywhere. I don't know what happened here. 'Cause like, I don't know. I guess they come like sealed when they arrive, right? So maybe that's why, but it literally leaked. Like, can you see how sticky and gross that is? And it's like down the sides and everything. So I'm kind of like trying to be careful with it. I went to use it the next time and I like lifted it up and I was like, wait a minute. 'Cause my shelf for my laundry is like high and I'm short, so I can't really see on it. I have to just like kind of like pull things down, or I grab a chair if I really want to like see what's happening up there. It went everywhere. It was like made a mess of the whole entire place. So don't make that mistake. Don't tip it upside down. I know I've done that with bottles before, so I'm like, what the heck happened? And then also I changed out my Scentsy air purifier filter. I just want to quickly show this to you guys. So the new air purifier filter is like white, like the piece of this paper. And this is, the dust is already flying around. This is the filter that came out of our bedroom air purifier. I don't know why it looks so nasty. The last ones I changed did not look this bad. I don't know what has changed, but you guys, ooh, look at that. Oh, ew. And like the new ones are like this color. Like, look at the difference. I actually have a different video that I've either already put up or I'm about to put up showing you guys the difference and actually me changing my filter because it's so nasty. So gross. Okay, now let's talk about the vendor wax. So I was asking you guys, should I just call it quits on the stash I have, keep, you know, like the scents I'm truly, like, I think the scents I'm the most, like, I won't let these go even if I was required to. That sounds really intense, but my coffee scents, like, all these other scents, at the end of the day, I can probably do something with. My coffee stash is what I'm probably the most sensitive over because Scentsy doesn't offer a lot of coffee. There's probably other blends in here that I'm like, Scentsy really doesn't offer that. I'd love to keep it, but let's just start talking about this. So first of all, we have pumpkin pecan waffles and graham crackers. Like, you're telling me I can't make Scary Good and graham cracker crunch and probably get something similar to this. Like, it's not like these scents are revolutionary. So some of you were like, yeah, call it quits. Some of you were like, maybe try and finish some. You know, it was kind of just like a mixed bag. And everyone was like, I have the exact same struggle, so I totally get it. So I think I went through a couple things. I was like, okay, I'm going to have another week. I'm going to give it another shot. Let's see what happens. So I started here in my office with pumpkin pecan waffles and graham crackers, and I got like nothing in my office. Like I said, this has been incredibly hard to scent in here. So difficult. And I think it's the airflow because I've been using my wall fan and it's been fine. The warmers, not fine. So then I don't know if I did Carbs and Cookie Land again in here in the office, but I had this idea. I have 2 full-size warmers in my bedroom besides my overnight element warmer. And I was like, what if I do test the vendor wax in here? It has really good airflow in my bedroom. It's just a different area. And I feel like this room has been giving me so much issues. I was like, maybe I should just try them in a different zone. So that's what I did. I took my melting basket of vendor wax to the bedroom downstairs. I brought my silicone cups for my warmers with me. I did that whole bit. And I think the first one I tested in there was Carbs and Cookie Land. It was fine, but I didn't love it. And I was like, okay, this has been multiple goes with this scent that I've just been on. So I'm actually going to get rid of this. So I did want to talk about it here, but I am going to add this to my de-stash page. I don't know if it'll be up there by the time I post this video. It'll just depend how organized I am. But this is definitely one that's going on there. I don't know if I have 1 or 2 bags of this. If I end up having more than just this bag, I'll probably do both of them. I don't know if I need to retest this pumpkin pecan waffles and graham crackers because I'm not sure if I did this in the bedroom or not. So this one might have to be a retest. But for sure the Carbs and Cookie Land, I'm like, okay, I tested it multiple times. I'm passing it along. So the next one I did was peppermint coconut mallow. This one, these are all rose girls, by the way, if you probably already knew that. This one is one of my absolute favorites. And so this one I actually did in the bedroom, and it was amazing. Like the throw, the strength, everything about it. It was going everywhere and it was being everything I wanted it to. And I was like, yes, this is what I was wanting from these. Like this what I am used to, basically. So this one is definitely staying in the keep pile. It was amazing. And then next for tonight, I'm actually testing peppermint meringue cotton candy frosting. I'm still testing this one, but it's on the chopping block. So this one could potentially wind up in my de-stash. So I think where I'm at right now is, so like this one I love, it's gonna stay. I'll continue to work on it. But like say this one, I need to test it again. If it's a no, it's getting decluttered. If it's a yes, I'll continue to work on it. Same with the peppermint meringue. If I go downstairs and I'm like, yeah, this isn't like blowing me away, I don't feel the need to finish it, I'll add it to the de-stash page. So I think that's how I'm going to go about it, at least for the next week. Because I have also like Loaves and I want to use the Loaves, but I don't use the Loaves. Like, I don't want to get into the rant again because I know I get way off track with this, and I said I don't want to make this a long video. But part of me, especially with the Loaves at this point, is like, do I, even though it'll be sad because the ones I really like I clearly haven't set them aside yet for a reason and decluttered them. But if I do post them and somebody else wants it, loves it, uses it in their house, and it's no longer here at my house in my sights, will I even really remember / regret it? Like, it'll kind of be like an out of sight, out of mind situation. Like, I'll completely forget I ever had it. You know, like part of me feels that way, especially about my Loaves, because I'm like, I'm never going to get through all of these Loaves. Like, part of me wanted to do kind of like okay, how many cubes are left in this? Like, how much do I have left and how long would it take me? Because I feel like that would also put it into very good perspective. But I think this situation I have going right now, I'm going to try it for another week. I'll update you guys next week. But I feel like that is a better plan than, for like instance, Carbs and Cookie Land. I know I don't want to try with this one anymore, So why would I? Like, I've tried it multiple times. It didn't give me what I wanted it to. And then I tried others that did give me what I wanted. Why would I continue with the one that sucked? You know, it's kind of like finding a really great guy and then continuing to date your shitty boyfriend. That was a really extreme example, but it just like popped into my head and I was like, I cannot share this. Okay, I plugged in some new Wallflowers. I plugged in raspberries and whipped vanilla, caramel pumpkin swirl, and Honeycrisp apple. This Honeycrisp apple has been blowing me out of the water. It's so strong. It is literally just like pure apple. Maybe a little bit perfumey, but mostly pure apple. And I actually finished the Wallflower, but I didn't pull it over here. I finished it in my like scent plug, whatever, control. I think this was mahogany teakwood. This was mahogany teakwood high intensity. The funniest thing was it was the high intensity and I put it my scent control on low, thinking it would make it like a medium intensity. After like the first week, I just put it back to medium, like the standard throw, because it was just like regular. It wasn't that intense. I was nervous there for a sec that it was gonna be like crazy, but it smelled all the way to the end. That's a good one. Okay, to wrap it all up, we're gonna talk quickly about candles. So on what I thought was gonna be the last summer day of the year, I cropped my Island Daydream. I was trying to burn it. I don't know if you can see, it was getting really discolored. The wicks on this, even though at the current point they look kind of puny and nubby, they were so long. And I remember what I did. One night I lit this and I left it going for a little bit too long, and then the wax got really discolored. I don't see any like soot marks necessarily on the packaging, but the wax got really dirty. And so after that point I was like, I'm putting this in the crock, summer's over anyway. And now it's back. You heard me talking crap. So you guys already know from these videos, my weekend morning burns are white caramel cold brew and pumpkin donut shop. So I've talked about these many times, but let's just briefly go over them again. My white caramel cold brew is burning flawlessly. Yes, I've talked about this multiple times and I'm only this far down, but I only do these two on like days I don't work and specifically in the morning. So it's not like I burn these every single waking moment. So this one, I've just been trimming the little extras off the end of the wicks and relighting it. It gets like super even pool, super fast. It's been doing really, really good. If you guys had remembered, I had been struggling with my pumpkin donut shop. So this one had a lot of extra wax around the outside. I actually ended up putting this in my Hurricane from Crate and Barrel. It's the Ellery Hurricane. Originally, I got that for my Homeworks candles, but we'll talk about that next. It actually was amazing for my Bath and Body Works. So this one was really struggling. I put it in there for 2 days and it almost resolved the issue completely. I didn't want to let it go all the way because I was nervous it would completely overtake the wicks, which it almost has. Like some people would be like, those wicks are so nubby. But in the Hurricane, the throw, amazing. And it gets it almost to an even wax pool. If I left it, it probably could have, but I just didn't want the wicks to burn out. Like the candle's really full at this point. I wasn't quite ready for that. So we are even starting to kind of show the little label here. So I am excited about that. But I am telling you, the Hurricane, especially the, I have my Homeworks one, which I was using this in, and it wasn't doing the most, but my Ellery one from Crate and Barrel is doing amazing. I don't know if that is still, I know they were clearancing it out, and I got it while they were clearancing it out. It took like a month to even ship to me, but now I'm so happy I have it. So I've been working on those two. I will work on them again this upcoming weekend. And we have a holiday in there, so one more day for me to work on my candles. My morning burn has been Caramel Pumpkin Swirl. So this one is about the halfway point. I've been doing really, really good with this one. This one had been so, like, just like my white caramel cold brew. Fast pull out, hot burn, like super even wax pool, like all the things. And now I'm dealing with this nubby wick situation. Like, can you see those back 2 wicks? I haven't trimmed them, and now I haven't been trimming the front guy. He's a little bit longer, but like, look at that situation. I don't know if I usually burn my candle with, like, first of all, I have the pineapple candle holder, which is amazing because it kind of comes, it was the one they released this past summer. It like is elevated on the side, so it really helps with like your wicks not flying all around for drafts. Like, it's almost like a mini hurricane in a way. I'm gonna use it year round. I literally don't care. So I put my candle in that, but I put it generally with the label facing out. I feel like my stove tilts, not this intense, but it somewhat is like slanted, let's say, just for visual effect. So when I come downstairs, like I'm getting ready, all the things, and I see this happening on a side, I'll turn my candle so that whatever side it's happening on is at the slant side, so that, like, you know, more wax can get by. It's not like getting more air, it's getting more wax, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Generally, I like do all the sides, like I'll turn it around all the ways. Somebody did suggest that to me, like turn your candle in different ways, the airflow will hit it different, and sometimes that helps with like these situations. I don't know if I did it too many days in a row and like now these wicks are just so nubby because there's more wax over here. I know that seems like, how could that logistically be possible? Like, I don't know. That's what went through my head when I was like, wow, those are really nubby. And this other guy is super, super tall, and I've constantly been, it's not this elevated, you guys. But it's slightly tilted. So whatever I put towards the front is slightly downward, which I do feel like helps these like extra waxes. But now I feel like there's just more wax on this side of the candle. That could totally be ridiculous. Regardless, I'm gonna burn this until I possibly can't, most likely, unless it starts sitting or something crazy. And then it may have to go to the candle truck. I was doing so good. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get to a Bath and Body Works that I can burn all the way down. I'm at the halfway point, and guess what's happening? It's dudding out. Okay, last candle I want to talk about is my Homeworks Salted Caramel Cake. I love this so much, you guys, but I do want to talk about it. So we have our lovely little mushroomy type wicks, as you can see. I would say I'm kind of at the halfway. I feel like, I think, I don't entirely know, but I feel like I'm at roughly the halfway point. I'm like right under these words, basically. So this is just an amazing, amazing scent if you love bakery. It's not too heavy on the caramel. It's like not overly cake. It's just perfectly blended all of the things together. So I do feel like all my Homeworks candles get these little nubby mushrooms, which I cut off before every burn. Typically when I trim my wicks of candles, I just trim that part off. I don't cut it down very short. I just cut down the little nubby on all of my candles. That's what I do. Because I don't want the wicks to completely die. What I have found with this specific candle, first of all, I do have a really hard time with my Homeworks candles pulling out all the way around the jar completely. Like, I don't know if you can even see on this corner here. It's not entirely, like, it's kind of uneven. This is just like a little bit lifted almost. It's not completely all the way down. So I do have a problem with that. I bought the Homeworks Hurricane because I was like, this is what I need. Like, I don't have a Hurricane. I have my fake Target Hurricane. But like, this will be great. So when I burn this candle, when I have it in just by itself, like out on a pedestal, it has super, super straight flames for the most part. Like it does really, really well. I'll put it in my Hurricane and put like the glass sides on it. And it's almost like it can't get enough oxygen or something. The flames just start going like crazy. And I know it's not from draft because the Hurricane is supposed to reduce the draft. And considering the flames were straight when there was no draft protection, it's not air movement. Like it has to be them fighting for oxygen or something. Like I can't think of any other scenario than that. So I don't know if that's what makes them burn hotter in the Hurricane and therefore pull out better. Like I don't entirely know, but it's almost like they won't settle when they're in the Hurricane. And so it's like Soot City. Like I'm not a fan. So I have been letting them do their thing. I've been leaving them on the pedestal, doing whatever. And then when I'm like, okay, depending where we're at in the candle stage, but if it's been going for like an hour and a half and I'm like, okay, in the next half hour, I definitely want to put this out, but I can see it's got some of this going on. I will then put the Hurricane on it so that it can get at least for the most even burn possible across, and then go from there. Because these won't fit in your candle crock. I have a lamp. It's kind of a hassle to use. I don't want to melt this down. Like I would really love to burn this all the way down if possible. So I'm trying to do my best. Versus my Bath & Body Works, I'm like, I could care less if they have all the wax on the sides. I don't care. This one I'm trying to parent a little more, babysit if you will, but as I like can't get a feel from other people who use their Homeworks candles in a Hurricane, because like this candle, I mean, granted it has super tiny wicks, but in my Hurricane, it's like the wicks don't move. Like they just don't move at all. I don't know if I need to trim these more than just the little nubby off. I'm fine with that. I just don't want to like make them die. But I don't know if you can tell, like this wax is a little bit dirty. Like here, here, and here. I do dip my wicks in, but I do think this wax is dirty because of it blowing all around while it's in the Hurricane. Like it's very, very active, if you will, while it's in the Hurricane. Any advice you guys have would be super appreciated. I'm like kind of new to Homeworks in general, so maybe I'm just not trimming my wicks enough. I don't know. I just don't want to put candles in the Hurricane and then they soot more than not being in the Hurricane. Like that doesn't make sense to me. To me, going in the Hurricane is to like pull out evenly and reduce drafts so there's less sooting. So any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. So that's all I worked on this week. I guess it was a little bit more than I thought. I mean, I still managed to make this long, even though I thought I really didn't go through anything, but that is what I have. I really been enjoying doing these videos weekly and just putting them all together. So I hope you have enjoyed as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.